PHP now includes an excellent tool that combines the benefit of objects with the functionality of a database. It is called Pdo, short for PHP Data Objects. Before we start using Pdo, you should verify that it's enabled and configured properly. If you're using XAMPP as configured in Level 1, simply go to your localhost address and select PHP Info. Search for Pdo. It should contain a Pdo section, as well as the Pdo_MySQL driver at minimum. If those are both there, you can skip this next little bit. If the Pdo section is not there, you'll need to edit your php.ini file. The location of this file is shown at the top of the PHP info display. Find this file, then load it into your favorite editor. Search for Pdo again. When you find the line extension equals php_pdo.dll, make sure there is no semicolon before it. The semicolon disables the extension. Also make sure that there is no semicolon before the extension equals php_pdo_mysql.dll line. After editing your php.ini file, you'll need to restart Apache for it to take effect. You can use the XAMPP control panel to stop it and start it again. Now that we've made sure that Pdo is installed and active, we can start taking advantage of the benefits it provides. Let's load up pdo.php in our editor and go through the script bit by bit. First, we set up an array to cleanly manage our database settings. Next, we enclose our code with the try keyword. This tells PHP to watch out for exceptions or errors. Pdo creates exceptions when it encounters problems, and these will be handled later. Then we create a Pdo object, passing these parameters. Notice the use of the new keyword from our previous chapter. Now we're going to use the setAttribute function to make sure that Pdo generates an exception when it encounters an error. Now that Pdo is up and running, we can build a familiar SQL statement, then execute it using Pdo's query function. This will insert a new row. Following this, we set up a new query, and then we break into HTML to display a table. Embedded in this HTML code are a few simple lines of PHP. The for-each statement performs that select star from users SQL statement and iterates through the results, outputting all of the rows in our HTML table. The end for-each statement signifies the end of the loop. If you're a little fuzzy on how loops work, don't forget to go back and review Chapter 9 of the Level 1 video. Next, we delete that row that we added earlier. And finally, we try to execute a query that doesn't make any sense. This last statement demonstrates the power of Pdo Exceptions. If there is any kind of error related to Pdo anywhere in the script, control is transferred to the catch block, also called the exception handler. This handler simply prints the error code and message, but in a real application, you could set it up to automatically email you in the event of a problem and display an apology to the user. As this short script demonstrates, using Pdo to manage your database access has many advantages, and it's almost always preferable to using the built-in PHP database functions we covered in earlier chapters. Pdo is almost guaranteed to make your PHP programming life easier.